So starting to get pretty big. They're on probably their third node, leaf node kind of. And even some of these are starting to shoot roots out of the bottom. I don't know if you can see those. So I probably have maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks more here before I can plant these. But they're getting close, and they can't really survive just on water alone. So every weekend or every 7 days, I've been trying to feed them with some of the Miracle Grow plant food. And so all I do is take a gallon jug, and it is 1 tablespoon of that stuff per gallon, and I'll just put it into my pitcher here and just kind of pour it around the bottoms and even on the top and stuff. You want to get it nice and saturated. Kind of the biggest thing is bringing these out in the sun is they will dry out fairly fast, so you pretty much have to water them every single day at this point in this stage. But these guys should just be out here for another week or so, and if you do have a crappy day, just leave them inside. That's fine. I'm just bringing them out into the full sun so that they can develop more leaves and not get too leggy. Usually if you leave them inside and they're right by the window, then these things will get a little too skinny. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, and I'll show you here what they look like after I plant them. Okay, I just wanted to show one last update before I put these guys into my yard. And it's probably been about 6 weeks now since they first started sprouting, and they're nice and hardened. A lot of them have quite a bit of roots coming out there, and they are about ready to go into the yard. It's a couple days before Mother's Day here, and so I'm going to start giving these away to my neighbors. I wanted to make sure that they were nice and developed and hardened before I did that for them. And I will admit that I actually accidentally left these out one night, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and it got down to about 39, and these guys still survived. So that's kind of what the hardening process is there for. And next year I probably won't make so many because I didn't know all the seeds were going to germinate. Like I said, I only probably need like 4 or 5 in my yard, so most of these are going to go to some lucky friends and neighbors, and we'll get these in the ground. The only thing you need to do really is to slice the bag and separate it a little bit. They say that the bag will deteriorate, but I don't trust that, so I want as much root growth as I can get. So I'm going to try to slice the bag on a couple sides and not disturb these roots too much. And then I also like to plant them deeper than they are right now, so I'll probably bring the soil when I plant them up to about right here, another inch or 2, and all those little fuzzy things are going to grow some new roots as well. So even if these are touching the ground, you're probably going to sacrifice those and cut those off anyways. And that's how I'm going to plant them. So we'll see you at the straw bale in about a week. Okay, so these tomatoes and jalapenos and cucumbers are getting ready to go into my straw bale, and all I did was these have a sack on them, and there's lots of roots growing out the bottom. Try not to disturb those as much as you can, but I did just use a pair of scissors, cut the sack off here. Still have lots of really nice roots, and so these are probably a month and a half from when I planted them as seeds, And all I'm gonna do is make a hole for them. Nice deep hole down in the straw bale. I'll probably do 2 of these tomatoes in each of these. So you can see this stuff has started to decompose nicely. It's well watered. So you just want to make a nice deep hole. Stuff is loose. And hello, tomato. Welcome to your new home for the rest of your life. So I'll probably get maybe a little extra potting soil and just bury that around in there. But besides that, watering, maybe a little fertilizer every now and then, and we'll show you what they look like when they're happy and big. Alright, I just wanted to show one final update of my tomatoes in the straw bale. Obviously you can see I built a gigantic 6-foot cage around them. If you want to see how that is made, I'll link it. These have been in the straw bale for probably about 2 weeks, and they've at least doubled or tripled in size. And so that's why I kind of wanted to get the straw bale or the cage up sooner rather than later. I was kind of having a problem with mushrooms growing in between the two, and so I did decide to take the strap off the side and kind of separate them in 2 different bales so they get more airflow. But they're doing well. I actually just fertilized them for the first time, so it's been 2 weeks since I fertilized them, and they seem to be doing really well. This is the one kind of over here in the fabric box bin here, and then this is the cage I built for these, which I don't expect these ones to get as high. These are some cucumbers, but this is kind of the final part of my tomato project. I will do an update in the summer time here just to show my production, but you can see I definitely have some pretty lofty goals here, and these things are about 6 feet high, so I'm expecting these guys to get huge. So if you want to see any of my other projects, I'll put them on my link related to these, the straw bales or the cage building. And thanks for watching. We'll see you later.